Hello and welcome back to the Bliss Bean. This is not going to feel like a very Bliss Beanie video. I'm just going to be talking about the BTS concert that I went to. This is more of just a for fun video, so if you don't like BTS, that's fine. Don't watch this video. This video is for you if you like BTS, if you don't know who BTS are but are interested, if you are suffering from post-concert depression like I am and want to live through it again, or if you're just bored and have nothing better to do. I do have a couple of clips from the concert, not a ton because I was trying to live it and not just be looking at my phone, but I do have a couple, so I'll throw those in there and then we'll see what comes out from this video. So I feel like before I start I need to do a little introduction. So I found out about BTS about a year ago. The very first time that I saw them perform was last New Year's Eve, so that was when they performed at the Dick Clark New Year special. I had heard about BTS and K-pop in general before, but it just never seemed like anything that I could get into. So I'd heard people talking about BTS, but I just never bothered to look into who they were. And then I was watching the New Year special and I saw them perform. They performed DNA and Mic Drop, and I was like, okay, this is actually really good. So I listened to DNA a lot, but I still didn't really bother getting to know who BTS actually was. But very slowly I started listening to some other songs, watching some of their interviews, and that was it. There was no going back from that point on. I'd always been the type of person who couldn't understand how other people could fangirl about things or just be obsessed with an artist or a band. I think the only reason that I didn't understand was because I hadn't found the right artist or group to be fangirling about. So one of the first questions people ask when you realize that you and another person both like BTS is, who is your bias? My bias, okay, when I first got into BTS, my bias was V, and then I kind of learned about their personalities, and now I would probably say either Jungkook or Jimin, leaning towards Jungkook, but I love them all, so it doesn't really matter that much. So basically, as soon as I considered myself like a committed fan of BTS, which didn't take very long, I really wanted to see them in concert, and I knew that they had already done a tour in North America, so I was just waiting for them to announce the next one. And I remember the very day that they announced it. I remember exactly where I was. I was on a bus heading back from Chicago to Madison, which is where I live, and I saw on YouTube that they had done a video announcing their tour. So that was in April, and they weren't going to be coming to Chicago until October, so it felt like a really long wait back then, but time always goes by quickly, so it came really quickly. Me and my friend did try to get tickets the day that they came out, and we thought we were prepared. We had, I think, 2 computers and a tablet and I think 3 phones, so we thought we were good to go, but none of us got any tickets, not even any cheap seats. We were pretty disappointed after that. I never really lost hope that I wouldn't get to see BTS, but it was just really frustrating because it would have been so easy if we had gotten tickets right away, but now we had to wait and hunt for tickets and see if prices would drop. So I kind of periodically kept checking throughout those 6 months, the 6 months that we waited. Prices were ridiculously high, and I'll tell you when we finally ended up buying tickets. We ended up buying tickets about 3 hours before the concert started. We were actually in the car on our way to Chicago, still searching for tickets, desperately looking through the Facebook groups and looking on Ticketmaster and Vivid Seats, seeing if any prices would drop to a reasonable amount. We ended up buying from someone on Facebook, which was kind of a scary experience because I've never done that before, but that's when PayPal comes in handy. There's a feature for PayPal goods and services where you get some protection on your purchases. I don't know anything about law or the precise terms and conditions of PayPal, so please don't take my word for this, but I'm pretty sure that if you get scammed on PayPal, you do get your money back. I think that's how it works. So that's a good option for buying concert tickets. That's what we did, and we got our tickets. Me and my friend got our tickets for $215 each, and we were sitting in the 300s. We were in section 302, but it was also row 2, so that was really nice because we weren't in the very back. So basically I went to the concert with my friend and my mom. I also got another friend hooked onto BTS in June actually, so she was a very new army, but by the time October came around, she was all for going to the concert. She got a ticket from some friends, so she went separately, but we of course shared photos and videos and talked about it together. So yeah, my friend and I got our tickets in the car on the ride to Chicago, but then my mom still didn't have tickets, so she actually got them like, I don't know, a half hour before the concert started. She bought them from someone on the street, which is also a pretty nerve-wracking experience, but it worked out. So yeah, the actual concert experience. We got to Chicago at about 7:30, so we were kind of cutting it close. We dropped off my mom, who went and searched for tickets, and then me and my friend parked the car and walked to the United Center. Now this is actually a really cool experience because we were walking together, and it was a little bit of a scary neighborhood because it was just very quiet and dark and there weren't many people around, and it just felt very industrial, like old factory buildings and stuff. But as we were walking, two armies came up. That sounds really scary if you don't know that army refers to a fan of BTS, but two armies came up to us, and so we walked together because safety in numbers, and then we had another person join us, and then two more people join us, and so by the time we got to the United Center, we were literally an army making our way to the concert. So we went in, we scanned our tickets, which was also very nerve-wracking for me because I just imagined it saying like error, fake ticket or something. I don't know if that's actually how it works, but luckily it went through. They printed out our little ticket stubs. We went right in. There honestly wasn't a line at all. We were able to get straight into the arena. We went all the way up to the top because we were in the 300s, so that was the top floor. And honestly, it was just such a cool atmosphere because you could hear the music playing from the arena and everyone singing and everyone walking around outside of the arena, like through the hallways. Everyone was wearing BTS merch. I felt out of place because I ordered this sweatshirt on Amazon and it actually came the day after the concert. So I was just wearing my BTS t-shirt, but I was wearing a sweatshirt over it, so I had no visible BTS merch. And normally when I wear BTS merch, I feel like I'm gonna be noticed. Like people are gonna be like, oh, BTS, I've heard of BTS. But in that arena, if you weren't wearing merch, you were the odd one out. So as soon as I got in, I took off my sweatshirt to be like, see guys, I am a real fan. So yeah, we went into the arena. We saw a couple of music videos. The last two music videos I think that they played were DNA and Fake Love, which I thought was really cool because then they started the concert with Idol, so it was like the progression of the Love Yourself trilogy. Yeah, even before BTS came out, like it was such a nice experience seeing all of the army bombs waving around and the colors changing to the music and everyone singing along. One thing I will say is that I was really surprised by how they started right at 8 p.m. Every other concert I've been to, there's always been an opening act or even two, and then they finish and then you have to keep sitting and waiting for the main artist to perform. That was not the case with BTS. They had no opening acts, which I don't think anyone would have had the patience for, to be honest, and they started right at 8 p.m. so I really appreciated that. So when we got to our seats, there were little signs in every seat. I don't know if they were in all the seats all around the arena, because when the time came to hold up your signs, I really didn't see that many people doing it. But these were the signs, and the translation is on the back. It means, "It's okay if you fall, ARMY will always be by Bangtan's side." It's really cheesy, but that's what makes it so great. And it's also just a great little souvenir. And I was very proud of myself because I'm learning Korean right now, and I recognized a few of the words, so that was very exciting. Okay, so when BTS came out, I knew they were going to start with Idol, so I was kind of prepared. They had some really cool like videos playing on the screens, and they had this music playing that sounded like Idol, but it was a very like heavily remixed version of it. So it was kind of like this dramatic build-up, and then it started getting really intense, and there was fire and smoke, and you could see like the hole in the stage where you knew they were gonna come up. kind of a surreal moment. I think everyone, when they like do videos about their BTS concert experiences, they mention that when you're a fan, you kind of forget that they're real people because you've only ever seen them on TV screens and your phone screen, but you forget that they're actual people who actually exist. So it was really, really exciting to see them come out from the stage, and the screaming was so loud. I brought earplugs. I was prepared because, I don't know, my ears are just kind of sensitive, so I knew that I could hear better if I put in earplugs. Honestly, at some points the volume in there got so loud. You know when you have like that graph of audio decibels and it just flatlines at the top because it can't go any higher? That's what it sounded like. It couldn't get any louder, so it just sounded like a flat line. It was kind of scary, so I put in the earplugs right away. So that's what I would recommend bringing to a concert. You might not think you'll need them, but you never know, so it's good to just have them. So when they were doing Idol, I just remember thinking that, wow, this looks exactly like it did in the videos. Not that I didn't expect it to be amazing, but maybe I just like subconsciously expected them to like give a little less energy because they had this whole concert ahead of them, whereas when they perform on music shows, it's just that one song usually that they're doing. But they really gave it their all, and every song that they did choreography for, they gave it their all. So I don't know how they do it, but it was pretty amazing. One of the things that I was most impressed by, especially at the beginning of the concert, was the army bombs. Version 3 like synchronizes with your phone, and then you can put in what seat you're sitting at and what concert you're at. So all of the army bombs around the arena are synchronized, and they change colors and turn on and off to the music. Me and my friend didn't have army bombs because they're expensive, but I think I'm gonna have to get one because it was so cool to see everything just going at the same time. Especially when Jin was doing Epiphany, like it was a very simple lighting setup because it was just purple, like kind of fading in and out, but combined with the entire arena singing along at the same time, it was so beautiful. I'm pretty sure I have a clip of that, so I'm just gonna insert that here. I thought their English was really cute because they've all been getting better at English. So like at the end when they were giving their final little speeches, they did have a translator, but some of them wanted to say a few sentences in English. The one I remember most was Suga because he was like, I have one question for you guys. Chicago is Windy City, right? So why is it so hot in here? And everyone was just like, oh, Suga. I'm just really proud of them for like taking the time to practice English because I'm sure they have an insane schedule. It just shows how much they care about their fans. All of the members did their solo songs, so it was, let me see if I can list it. It was Love, Seesaw, Just Dance, Epiphany, Singularity, Serendipity, and Euphoria. I got them all. They were all amazing. They also did some of their songs where there's just a couple of them. So there was The Truth Untold, which was just the vocal line, and then Outro Tear, which was just the rap line. Both of those were amazing. Like, I had known that BTS had a lot of different songs that were very varied in their style, but you especially notice it at the concert when you realize that you're going from like this super intense rap song to this slow ballad to like an electronic kind of dancey song. And I think it just makes their concerts concert's a much more interesting experience because you kind of get the whole like musical continuum in one concert. I thought the stage setup was amazing. Their costumes were really good. They all looked amazing, and it was really nice because they had big TVs on either side of the stage. So even though me and my friend were at the front of section 302, we were still pretty far away. So like if you just look down at the stage, you can't really see their faces that well. Like you can see who is who, but not much more than that. So the screens were super duper helpful. I saw some people around me were recording practically the whole concert on their phones, but for me, it's really hard to find that balance between recording videos for memories, but also making sure to actually watch the concert and like live the experience. I would say that one thing I learned at the concert was that taking videos actually kind of helps me absorb the experience more, because then I can rewatch those videos and I just feel like I'm seeing the concert over and over again. Kind of just like reinforces it in your memory. Now granted, I took like 15-second videos at a time, so I didn't really record that intensely, but I was just like keeping that in mind for the next BTS concert that I go to not worry as much about taking videos, because I think it's really nice to have those videos. If I could give one tip, if you're thinking about going to a BTS concert, it would be to join a Facebook group. I joined a Facebook group as soon as I failed at getting tickets, because then me and my friend immediately started getting really worried. So we started looking like for all of the places online that people were selling tickets. But those Facebook groups are not just for selling tickets, they're super helpful. So usually what happens is in each city that BTS visits, a Facebook group will be created for that city. So if you join, there are people who post lots of helpful tips. If you've got a question, someone has probably already asked that question and you'll find an answer, or you can go ahead and make your own post. People do sell tickets, they trade tickets, they also sell like army bombs and merch, and they trade stuff. People organize carpools and sharing hotel rooms, like everything you could possibly want. Armies are very, very helpful, so you'll find whatever you need on one of those Facebook groups. As I mentioned before, I got my tickets on that Facebook group and just like found out a lot of useful information the days leading up to the concert from that group. It's also still useful even after the concert because now everyone's sharing their photos and videos. So I was not in general admission, so I didn't get those really nice views, but a lot of people got some amazing photos and videos, so everyone just goes ahead and shares it on the Facebook group so you can find anything you could ever want there. Speaking of general admission, the next time BTS does a tour, I'm definitely going to try to get general admission, because the thing I was worried about was that I thought that if you got general admission and you hadn't camped, you would just get an absolutely terrible view. But honestly, I was looking at the people who were down there and they don't even sell that many general admissions tickets. So even if you're in the back of the crowd, you're only like 5 rows back. I would say wherever you are in general admission, you always have a good view. But then something else is that I thought camping was super duper intense, and it is if you just have like 2 people. But if you have a group of people, then you can just like get a hotel room somewhere and take shifts, and it's really like it takes commitment, but it's not that intense. Like it's not like camping in the wilderness for a week, but it seemed totally doable. So I'd definitely be up for that the next time that BTS does a tour. So yeah, the concert overall was amazing. I was just really surprised at the amount of energy that they brought to it. As I said, all of their choreography was on point, but even the songs where they didn't do their choreography, they were really like engaged with the audience and moving around the stages and dancing. So yeah, I definitely had some severe post-concert depression. I really, really wanted to go back, but as I said, having videos to watch helps a lot. Actually, today me and my friends are getting together and we're gonna like rewatch all of the videos that we all collectively took, and we're gonna have like a little BTS party. So that should help us cope emotionally with the fact that the concert is over.
Really so happy because all of you guys are here. I love you guys. Thank you. I'm over here.
Yeah, I don't know what else to mention. If you have any questions for how my experience was, or any questions about BTS in general, feel free to contact me or leave a comment. I realize this video was very different from what I normally do on the Bliss Bean, but hopefully no one will unsubscribe for this. I just thought it'd be fun to like have this memory of the concert packaged into a video to remember forever and ever. And I know when I was getting ready to go to this concert, I found it really helpful to watch videos that other people had made, so hopefully this will be helpful for you. And that's all for today because it is getting really, really dark outside and I'm running out of light. So, bye!